on?
What's up, man?
Good to see you. Give me a hug. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. How's everything been?
Good, you know?
Yeah, I'm just eating lunch. This is my store. I work here. Ken's he's my supply for the thread.
Hi.
And this is Jerry. He's the mechanic. Jerry, you want to say hi?
Hi,
This is Pablo. I met him in Israel. How is it after you came back from Israel? Because you know what? After I was there.
When were you there till last week, right?
Yeah, I got back about I think 7 days ago.
Shit.
And it's hard, you know, you come back, nothing's pretty much the same. Nothing, you know, like even my friends, the women I meet, everything. When I walk into a club now and I try to enjoy myself, it's not the same feeling. Because when I walked in there and I saw how it was and how everybody I talk to, everyone I say hi to is Jewish, it's unbelievable. It's a big difference.
Hey, I need one too. Oh, all right.
Welcome to Israel.
Listen to me, please. What I'm telling you, if you will it, it is not a legend. I'm calling the Jews of the world. Follow me to the land of Israel. We can do it. It is possible.
Come on, everybody. Let's get on board. The train we're riding is moving forward. Got to keep it up. And don't let it down.
Ducks.
Let's keep on pushing. We're going
Or
all
two
over
ducks.
town.
I've been to Israel before. Personally, this trip allowed me to see Israel in a different light.
You know Jerusalem now is our united Jerusalem. We fight 6 days.
Ooh, that's the stuff. Now we're really moving. Can't get enough when our train is grooving.
I felt very good to have a group of American Jews around me on this trip because that never happens.
יופי שבאתם. שחיפה, כן? חיפה? שנו קשבלנקה.
Well, it's a bomber ride. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, it's a bomber ride. Huh.
My parents said, you know, things are a little dangerous there now, and we'd prefer if you don't go. But I felt, for me, that I had to come.
Come on, you gotta help me now. Let's get in line. You got to help me stop the end. Getting better and better.
When I finished with the 10 days, the 42 people on the bus, I had a lot of things to think about.
Bomber ride. Hey, hey, hey.
We just signed the peace agreement and we are celebrating by playing tawla.
Welcome to the Negev. In the Negev, we grow tomato, we grow apple, we even grow fish. Would you believe it? Fish.
Ooh, that's the stuff. Now we're really moving. Got to keep on pushing. Come on, you got to show your stuff.
Not a touristic meeting. For 10 days, you're Israeli. You feel a part of what Israel's about.
Oh, it's a bomber ride. Huh.
Меня родители спросили, хочу ли я поехать. Я сказала, да.
אחים! 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 שמחה! 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 הם לא יודעים מאיפה זה בא להם. זה בא להם בבום אחד גדול, ובשנייה אחת כל הקרח נשבר.
אחים! 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 שמחה! 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 אחים! 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 אחים!
אין לנו זמן. מרגע שהם מגיעים, יש לי 10 ימים. אז מיד מתחילים, מיד חיבוקים. אני צריך את האנרגיות האלה, אני צריך להרגיש מהם את החום, ואני לא ארגיש אותו אם אני בעצמי לא אתן להם את החום הזה. אני באיזשהו מקום מרגיש איזושהי שליחות קטנה של לתת לאנשים להרגיש איזשהו פן בחיים ובזהות שלהם שאולי עד היום הם לא הרגישו. ולי באופן אישי חשוב לדעת שאני חלק מזה.
We're seeing a dwindling of the Jewish population in this country through assimilation, intermarriage, acculturation, all of that. And the opportunity to take them to Israel is to hopefully give them a better opportunity to stay Jewish.
В Москве у нас очень мало евреев. Если честно, я не знакома ни с одним.
I don't associate it with a lot of Jewish people. And that trip was all about Jewish. It's all about being Jewish. It's all about being around, surrounded by Jewish people. And I loved it.
We're going into the valley of Elah, Emek HaElah, which is a valley mentioned in the biblical text. And this valley is describing a story that you all know. יש הרבה שלא יודעים מה זה הארץ. הם לא יודעים מה זה יהודי, מה זה להיות יהודי. בגלל שהם לא יודעים, הם לא מרגישים את השייכות לעם.
I want to make sure that they have the opportunity to understand what it means to be Jewish in today's society, in today's world. And Israel is the best way to do that. It's a teaching, living laboratory.
כולם מצפים לזה הרבה מאוד זמן. אתם הולכים להציג את צה"ל ואת אנשים בצה"ל.
I would like to welcome and introduce everybody to Anat Bernstein. Please step forward. Anat, we have a sticker for you. Welcome. Thank you for your hospitality. And now everybody knows your name. Welcome, Anat.
Toronto, I'd like to welcome, her name also is Anat Klein. There you go, Anat. How you doing? Jimmy, nice to meet you. I'm going to give you something like this so you can put it on. And
thank you.
Feel a little bit Canadian. I'm shaking here. I apologize.
It's cold.
It's very cold and I'm also very shy. Okay, here?
Okay.
Beautiful. There you go.
Thank
Anat
you.
Klein.
They do a basic course, and then they go out to this course to be a commander in the end.
During the 1 and 9 months, we go out to the commander's course, and then we give more time. We sign for more months.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you why I like Zohar Algov, because Zohar Algov is the Elvis of Israel. And you know what? I'm Canadian, but when I hear his music, I'm in Israel.
אני מאוד מאמין במפגש הזה עם החיילים, קודם כל מהסיבה שמדובר על אותו טווח גילאים פחות או יותר. עוד מעבר ליהודים, לא יהודים, ישראל, לא ישראל. מפגש בין אנשים משתי מדינות שונות, או יותר, עם אנשים בני גילם. שזה המחנה המשותף הראשון.
On our left, you can see the village of Nehusha, which is located on the green line. Behind that, all the other buildings you see on the valleys are already on the Palestinian side.
1 out of every 10 students, I would say, at the University of Georgia could afford to go to Israel on his or her own. 9 need this opportunity. If it wasn't for the opportunity of Birthright Israel, I don't think they would go to Israel.
There's a myth around the world that Jews are rich men, but it's not true. I'm very poor, and I can't afford to go and fly halfway across the world. It's always been my dream to see Israel. Without this, I wouldn't have got a chance to see it at this point in time.
זה דבר שחשוב להדגיש ולא להסתיר ולא להגיד ציונות ציונות. יש תוכנית שהיא בחינם, אז למה לא?
אני חשבתי, בחינם לא ילך. האנשים יחשבו, וואו, טיול בחינם זה מסיבה גדולה, אבל אני לא אלמד, אני לא אשקיע זמן, אני לא אתייחס ברצינות לדיונים הציונים היהודים.
אבל ברגע שהם נוחתים, פתאום יש איזה סוויץ' שמשתנה להם בראש.
אחרי 3 שנים, אני חושב שאני טעיתי.
לא אכלנו, עוד לא שתינו.
Меня зовут Наташа, я из Воткинска, но учусь я в Перми, в Пермском музыкальном училище, последний год на 4-м курсе. Работаю в детской музыкальной школе.
Меня зовут Саша, я живу в городе Брянске, учусь на программиста.
Меня зовут Женя, из Москвы, я по профессии дизайнер.
Ольга, я из Костромы, я психолог. Меня зовут Лена, я приехала из Нижнего Новгорода, я учусь в университете в Нижегородском на биологическом факультете.
Меня зовут Андрей, я из Москвы, специальность математика.
Он наш вожатый, между прочим. Да.
Я с Урала, с Челябинском, студентком.
Один, два, три, четыре.
Это наш охранник. А я его учу русскому языку. Научила уже полалфавита.
Look the helicopter on the left. They just come for you.
כמעט כולם ספגו לחצים מאוד מאוד חזקים מהבית, מהחברים, מהמקום העבודה, של מה אתה משוגע, מה אתה נוסע למקום הזה, תראה מה קורה בטלוויזיה, סתכל CNN.
בעובדה שהם באו לארץ בתקופה הזאת, שכשיש כל כך הרבה אנשים שבורחים מהארץ עכשיו, זה כבר אומר המון.
וזה דבר שאנחנו פה צריכים עוד להעריך. אני תמיד אומר לחבר'ה הישראלים שמשתתפים, אם היו מציעים לכם טיול בחינם לקוסובו, הייתם נוסעים?
Непогода, непогода, словно из водопровода, льет на нас с небес вода. Полгода плохая погода, полгода совсем никуда, но откладывать жизнь никак нельзя, нельзя. Кто-то ищет тебя среди дождя.
Look at that. You love it. Isn't the view amazing? This is the #1 road that connects Jerusalem to Tel Aviv, which is on the shoreline of the Mediterranean. Right over here. Okay. We'll be passing by Ben Gurion's airport, and now after being in Ben Gurion's grave just a few days ago, you know why the only international airport in Israel is named after this guy. So we're going to go first thing to Independence Hall, which is around the center of Tel Aviv. Independence Hall, by the way, is the, as you remember, the place that Israel was declared.
And now they needed to find chairs. They went outside to coffee shops around the neighborhood and they borrowed these chairs. Please believe me, it's what happened. They borrowed the carpets as well, and the last thing that they did, they borrowed microphones. Now they went to the only electronics shop in Tel Aviv. The name of that shop was Slil. And the owner said, if I'm borrowing you my microphones, please make sure that the name of my shop will stand on one of them. What? Ben Gurion is declaring here the third temple and in the same time doing advertisement to a tiny shop around the corner? Of the UN resolutions, hereby declare the establishment of a Jewish state. When Ben Gurion declared a Jewish state, he made all of you automatically citizens over here. Please understand it. According to Israeli laws, if you come to Israel, you go down from the airplane, you say, hello, I'm a Jew. They give you a passport. You are allowed to vote the same day, no problems. They give you a sum of money. They say, welcome home. It is your state as much as it's mine.
You feel a part of what Israel's about. And so for 10 days, it's just a number when you're there because you're in Israel, but I think it stays with you.
Ani is I, Ata is you. Everybody? Ani is I, Ata is you. Anachnu is we together. Anachnu is we together. Bereshit is the start. Bereshit is the start. Lavav is your heart. Lavav is your heart. Tov ma'od is good better. Tov ma'od is good and can't be better. Okay, now from the beginning. Ani is I, Ata is you.
האוטובוס למעשה הוא הבית שלנו. שם אנחנו מבלים את רוב שעות התוכנית בנסיעות מדרום לצפון, ממזרח למערב. אני רואה באוטובוס את המקום העיקרי למה שהתוכנית הזאת עושה. עצם המפגש. רוב היום אנחנו מתרוצצים, יורדים, מטיילים, זזים, ובאוטובוס יש להם את הזמן לשבת במושבים הכפולים שלהם אחד עם השני ולדבר את השיחות הקטנות, הרגועות. כי שם זה איזשהו סוג של אינטימיות שלא נוצרת בשום מקום אחר לאורך התוכנית.
All is fine and all is kosher. Our love will never fail in Eretz Yisrael. Yeah, all right.
What touched me the most, I think, is being with a large group and experiencing this trip with other people and having us go through the same experiences together.
פשוט אחרי שעתיים כבר אין, מצאתי את עצמי ממש כחלק מהקבוצה, ואני חושבת שזה מה שמיוחד.
It's an amazing experience and it's just a bond for life.
All these people, I've never met them before, but now it's like we're family.
עכשיו, זה לא משנה אם ישמרו על קשר או לא ישמרו על קשר, אלא זה נמצא אצלם.
I got back, I had like 250 emails. Unbelievable, just non-stop.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was nice to hear everybody's different story,
Yeah.
different reaction to the trip.
Having gone all through my trip here, I will not even have scratched the surface of Israel. I see things now from an external point of view. I don't get a really good feeling now for what's truly Israel. But hopefully, when I come back, if I come back soon, I'll stay for longer, get a better feeling, live the actual Israeli life, having gained a knowledge of something Israeli, and then I start building a life on that for at least some amount of time.
Did you go blind yet?
That's too much. That burns.
When I was very young, I never felt comfortable going to church with my parents, and then when my dad converted and I started to go to synagogue with him, I have my Jewish circle of friends. They all consider me Jewish. All my friends do. This trip has been like so amazing because it's just like I feel so at home, you know, and I'm just like, I was telling, I forgot who I was saying, but I was like sitting in Independence Hall. I was like, man, I feel more patriotic for Israel than I do America.
אין ספק שבכל מקום שאנחנו מגיעים אליו בארץ יש היסטוריה. ותמיד אנחנו אומרים להם שלא משנה לאן אנחנו הולכים, תמיד יש אלפי שנים מתחת לאדמה. ומאוד מאוד מתרגשים מזה.
אנחנו מנסים בכל פעולה שאנחנו עושים לקשור את הסיפור, היסטוריה, ארכיאולוגיה עם הזהות שלהם. החרסים שהם נגעו בהם, כל חרס שהם מצאו זה מהתקופת חנוכה. בשבילם זה בעצם כאילו לגלות את השורשים שלהם.
This is a 2,000-year-old light bulb. They poured the oil in here, and they put the wick out here. So you've got what they needed down there in those caves because it was very dark. They needed lights, so this is their lights. Super job.
We have a few hours here too. I'm sure I'll find something interesting. Something to write home about. My mom will be proud.
אפשר לקשור את המארות כאן לבר כוכבא. כל פסח קוראים בהגדה שהרבי עקיבא ועזריה טרפון ישבו בבני ברק. פתאום אחד מהתלמידים באו אליהם ואמרו, רבנו, זמן הגיע לקראת שמה של שחרית. לפעמים צריך לעצור ולחשוב שנייה. למה אמרו דבר כזה? למה עקיבא לא ידע שזמן הגיע לקראת זמן של שחרית? למה הוא, רב גדול כזה? ואז חושבים, ואולי עקיבא, בגלל שהוא היה באותו זמן של בר כוכבא, ובאותו תקופה היה רדיפות אחרי היהודים, היו גזירות נגד יהודים על ידי אדריאנוס. אז אולי יהודים היו מתחת לאדמה בתוך מערות, ואם היו מתחת לאדמה הם לא ידעו שהיה זמן הגיע לקראת שמה של שחרית. ואז מה שאני מנסה להגיד להם בעצם זה לקחת חרס הביתה, חרס שאנחנו כבר עשינו מיון, אנחנו זורקים יותר מ-50%, ועם החרס הזה לשים על יד הקערה, קערת פסח, ואז כשהמשפחה יגיעו, יש עוד סיבה לשאול מה נשתנה בלילה הזה.
There were about 250,000 people in this area. Yitzhak Rabin stood on that stage with all his government next to him. A lot of performances, rock singers, bands, musicians, happiness, hope. And actually, it didn't matter whether you believed in this rally or not, you felt that hope in the air. Right after that rally, Yitzhak Rabin went down the stairs from that stage to his car. This guy by the name of Yigal Amir, a religious Jew, came to Yitzhak Rabin from his back, pointed his pistol to his back and shot 3 shots. And those 3 shots just ruined everything that happened here and maybe ruined a lot of what's to become of Israel.
ידיד נפש הרחמן, ידיד נפש הרחמן, משוך עבדך אל רצונך, משוך עבדך לה 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 אל רצונך. ירוץ עבדך כמו הים, ישתחווה אל מול דרך.
This is a real kettle car. The way to the death camps was through this. Most of the Jews, this was their last voyage. They were stuffed into a kettle car, which usually can hold 6 cows. How many human beings do you think the Germans put? 100 and sometimes even more. And yes, some of them suffocated during the trip. And yes, some of them have gone mad during the trip.
If people would please rise, we will say the Kaddish. Yid Kadal v'Yid Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Amen. Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayerechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'yimru. Amen. Yid barach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Dekudesha B'richu Le'ela u'le'emen kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim tovim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen.
A lot of people don't understand how I can wear my kippah even though I'm not religious. It has to do with the fact that I want to show my Judaism. I want to relate to other Jews around me. And I want to show that I'm proud of my religion.
Я поменяла маленький Маген Давид на большой, чтобы видно было. А то в Москве иногда так присматриваются, так вот маленький там висит все, а так видно будет.
A lot of people question me on the Khamsa, and to me this is my family. You know, this is traditional. It's from Morocco. It's against the evil eye. So I like wearing that because it just, and a lot of people always compliment and say, "Wow, that's really nice. That's a nice piece," and I like that.
By wearing my kippah, I make people look again, look twice, and they think, "Oh, you know, he must be Jewish." You know, that's good that he's willing to show that he's not afraid.
This is made for stones, okay? When we shout, Evan, don't look upstairs, okay? Okay?
Bye! Shit, I'm gonna die!
אחד הכיפים הכי גדולים, כל התוכנית, זה הטיולים. הם באים לארץ קודם כל בשביל לחוות חוויות. חלק מהחוויות שיש פה, וזה חלק מהמדינה שלנו, זה מסלולים, זה טיולים, זה סנפלינג, זה קייקים, זה ג'יפים, זה גמלים, זה מסלולים רגליים, זה כל הדברים האלה. אנחנו מצפון, מהגולן והחרמון עד לאילת, פשוט חורשים את הארץ. אנשים לפעמים לא מאמינים כמה אפשר להספיק ב10 ימים.
Big one.
That was fun. What do I want to learn here? I want to learn what the Israelis my age think about the Arab-Israeli conflict. Most of what I know now came from a conversation we all had yesterday. We all sat in a room. Everybody shared their thoughts on the conflict, how it was going, where it might end, if it might ever end. And I think that my impression was that most of the Israelis my age feel like it will never end. My question for them was why there has to be something that would make it so that the Arabs would be happy. And it may be a compromise for the Israelis, but there has to be something that would make the terrorist attacks stop. It would make the, whatever it might be. I don't know what the answer is, but I feel like it must be there, and it's hard for me to understand why it's not been found yet.
Behind me, of course, is the old city. You guys are going to be going back to Canada, and the concept of, let's say, what is Jerusalem, what is divided Jerusalem, what is united Jerusalem is important to understand visually. So realize where you're standing at the moment. Before 1967 was not Israeli territory. This was area controlled by the Jordanians. The whole old city you're looking at out there was Jordanian controlled. After the Six-Day War, in order to make sure that Israeli territory here and Israeli territory here will never again be separated, there'll be new neighborhoods built in that no man's land with 10, 20, 30,000 people in each of those neighborhoods, guaranteeing on a certain level that the city will never again be redivided.
I think that the trip changed me a bit in the way of just the way I look at things and how I realize, now it's no longer just a story in the newspaper. I mean, I've always been very interested in what's happening there. But when they say Jaffa Street, there's been another bombing, I can see it with my eyes. I was there.
Every day I'm on the internet 8 times a day, and sometimes to the point I just get upset. I get angry with what's going on.
And when things happen in Israel, terrorist attacks happen, it hits me.
It's hard because I have I'm in the U.S. I don't have to go, and I have a privilege in a way. But then I'm like, well, if my family and friends are living it every day, why should I stay here?
That's the wall!
Yeah. Wow.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shechechianu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
בשבתך בביתך ולבך בדרך ולבך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען ירבו ימיכם וימיכם על האדמה שנשבע אדוני לאבותיכם לתת להם כמי השמיים על הארץ ואומר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדם לדורתם ונתנו על ציצית הגנה בלתי תחלת.
פעם האחרונה שראיתי את הכותל היה ב-89 ועכשיו מתחגשת.
You can't really imagine. It's just once you see it, it's unbelievable. Just seeing it the first time, it's an overwhelming feeling. I went to synagogue when I was younger, so I can actually have the ability to pray because this is the moment. This is the time where you can actually speak to God. You can always speak to Him, but this is the closest you can come to, and that's what I look for. It's unbelievable.
I'm not a very religious person, but our people have survived through many years, many battles that others haven't. It's part of who I am, that my tradition is here, and as a result, I felt, it's something you really can't explain. You just feel it.
Provided trips for over 25,000 young Jews.
The change in the attitude and the interest in the students before and after going to Israel is night and day. Before going to Israel, I would say that maybe only 10% had an understanding of where Israel was on the globe.
אני לא בטוח אם אני יכול להגיד, טוב, אני יודע כמה מהם ישתתפו בקהילה היהודית שלהם בחוץ לארץ, כמה מהם יעלו ארצה, זה אי אפשר לדעת. אבל כן אפשר לדעת שלפי האימיילים שאני מקבל אחר כך, וכבר עכשיו התחלתי ככה לקבל אימיילים מאלה שחזרו לקנדה, ואני רואה שזה השפיע.
Even last night's event, to see all the birthright experience, all the birthright participants together, unified, you felt the connection.
У меня было ощущение, что я являюсь вроде как частичкой вот этого всего большого. Мне было очень приятно.
Я бы сказала, что было чувство единения, что все люди, которые находились в зале, они кричали, прыгали, радовались. И это было так здорово, и всем было хорошо, всем было весело. То есть незнакомые люди подходили друг к другу и разговаривали друг с другом так, как будто они давно уже знакомы.
And I think we all felt not only how proud we were as Jews, how proud we were to be in Israel, how proud we were to feel that this is our home, but just how thankful we are that we got this experience.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving.
I'm divided between the U.S. and Israel. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's hard for me, but you know what? I mean, I come back here. The only thing I'm looking forward to is in 5 months I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna go back for a longer time. You get a plan of going back, or?
Oh yeah, I don't know when. Maybe in a couple of years. I can't afford to right now.
It's definitely a huge part of my life right now. And, you know, I'm thought about making Aliyah. It's not the right time right now for me.
Where's my true future? That's still up in the air, but I hope, Be'ezrat Hashem, who knows, down the line, I might definitely end up in Israel. And the rest of my life end up in Israel. That's right now is what's going on through my head.
I am figuring out who I am, what my relationship is with the people and the place that I am close to right now.
As a result, now I feel, it's important to be with my community. It's important to meet a Jewish girl.
I hope very soon that I will formally convert, and then I want to marry a Jewish girl, and live the Jewish lifestyle, raise my children.
Мне очень стыдно говорить, но у меня друг не еврей, но еврейская свадьба будет. Друг не еврей, потому что евреев очень сложно найти в Москве. Но друг у меня грузин, к сожалению, не знаю, насколько к сожалению. Еврейская свадьба, хочется изучить, как проходит еврейская свадьба и сыграть себе еврейскую свадьбу, честно, очень хочется.
But since I came back from Israel and I saw all the beautiful women and I met some really nice women and I'm keeping in contact with them, I my whole mind shifted and I want to just tell you guys, I want to marry a Jewish woman, guaranteed. Guaranteed I want to marry a nice Jewish woman. That's it. בעזרת השם.
מה שהכי מדהים אותי זה שהאמריקאים, אחרי 12 שעות טיסה, הם מגיעים הביתה. אחד הדברים הראשונים שהם עושים, ישר מתיישבים על המחשב וכותבים לנו אימיילים. אם זה התודות ואם זה הגעגועים כבר, וזה שפתאום בטיסה הם פתאום חשבו על זה שאיך החיים שלהם פתאום משהו התהפך.
If you remember, exactly 10 days ago, we met Israelis Americans outside, right by the bus, and we all were standing in a circle without knowing who the hell are the people around us. And I think we went through a lot of things together, and right now, you cannot say that you don't know even one person around the circle.
Achim, 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 Simcha, 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 Simcha.
שלחנו עכשיו, זה לא אני, אלא כולנו, שלחנו עכשיו 40 איש. שלחנו אותם הביתה עם איזה משהו אחר. לי באופן אישי אין תחושה יותר טובה מזאת. לדעת שעכשיו בשדה התעופה מגיע אליי בחור ואומר לי, ככה מחבק אותי ואומר לי, בחור בן 25, שאומר לי, אני מרגיש ש25 שנה חייתי בלי זהות.